Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the long dark, where it is a long dark mine that we're in. All right. Let's take stock. I think we were deciding whether to sleep here or to press on. I gotta say, it's looking well. I take that back. Let's let our water run down so we can eat some salty foods. We'll make it through the mine. I grabbed the coal I left out here. Can't remember. Well, if I had coal in my inventory. I have none. Well, oh, here we go. Just want to take a few pieces back with me. It is quite useful, coal. We'll use up a lot of oil doing this. Right. That's it. That's it. I'm not taking any more. Actually, I already, yeah, I'm way overweight. It doesn't matter. It's safe in the mine. We'll figure out what to do when we get to the other side, I guess. Oh boy. While we're walking through this mine, I've just eaten some English muffins, which are neither English nor muffins, if for the uninitiated. But there's a whole story on the back of the, because there's the English muffins you buy. I don't know what brands they have. Thomas brand. I can't remember what English muffin brand that I used to get. It wasn't Thomas, but that's the premier brand I see here on the eastern coast. And is Nooks and Crannies a second brand, or is that the subheading of Thomas? I can't remember. But regardless, we all know the aspect ratio of these sort of look like a hockey puck. And I was walking through the local grocery, Market Basket to be specific. Yeah, I'm not a. I've laid my claim, right? That's the only grocery for me, really. Market Basket. A Shaw's Star just doesn't do it. And I noticed these English muffins because they do not have the correct aspect ratio. They're more like a scallop. Tall. Stout. Well, they're not tall. You can't be tall and stout. But they have a small radius but a large z-axis, if you imagine a cylinder. That's what I'm trying to convey. And the takeaway is that these are purporting to be gourmet English muffins. These are unlike those pretenders that you've seen before. So I said, okay. You know what? I've never had a gourmet English muffin. I'm willing to gamble the stamp. I'm willing to find out if I'm a gourmet English muffin guy, because maybe that's me now. It's hard to say. And I gotta say, they're delicious. But on the back of the bag, it has this heartfelt story about, when we started making these English muffins, we did it because there was no way you could buy gourmet English muffins. Probably true. And we were baking them out of our apartment and bringing them to people on the T in Boston. Okay. And then they said, our landlord threw us out of our apartment, and we were homeless, and we cooked the muffins in the back of our friend's restaurant and delivered them by bikes we bought from the proceeds during the day. And it's like, and then we got a real bakery, and our lives turned around. But man, it's a real twist in the middle of the story there, to become homeless muffin men. What issue did this landlord have? That they were using too much oven gas? If they're like any landlord I had in Boston, they make you pay for gas and electric and water and sewer and whatever else you have to whatever else they can get you to pay for it. What was the issue? The apartment smelled too good from baking delicious English muffins. Wait, it's a... clipping through some textures here. What's up, guys? Today we're going to show you how to enable no clip in the long dark. My point is, it's not a heartfelt story if your landlord tries to ruin your life. It's actually bad, you know. And B, there should be a way you can cook, you know, flour-based stuff in this game. I'm really surprised that there's not, you know, pancake mix or something like that you could find and cook up. It's night. I need to rest. I'm going to take care of any actions I can do first. Better run out my water. Ideally, we'll travel midday, and ideally there won't be a blizzard. Although if there is, I won't have to worry about wolves, I suppose, so maybe it's not all bad. Yeah, I've got my green maples. Arrows. Just want to make sure I could use that up. Lantern. I think it takes up less weight. Wow, did I really make 30 arrowheads? Sorry, folks, it's been a few days since I played last. That's great. Aces. Right, I could tear these up. Wouldn't save me much time. Everything else I think I want to hang on to. Can't repair this hat, being as dark as it is. Well. I guess I'll sleep an hour and then wake up and eat some stuff. I'll sleep until I get dehydrated. That's what I should say. Don't want to lose too much condition for dehydration, but a little won't matter too much. I think it's only 1% or 2 an hour. Okay, it's not what I like to hear, but I guess it is still night, so I can't complain too much. 35 days. Alright, let's eat this heavy peanut butter. Any other salty things? These are quite heavy. I might eat these, actually. How many calories am I missing? Yeah, let's eat those tomato soups. Let's save some weight too, drinking water. Still quite burdened. We have 1 can. Okay. Oh no, I only produced 1 can. Excuse me, folks. All right. Sleep another set of hours. Probably wake up rested. I'm still quite overweight. Especially picking that guy up. Maybe not so bad. If we could lose some amount of kilograms. Maybe I'll leave the coal and this reclaimed wood outside. Drink that soda too. Technically, I should make a fire and warm this thing up to get the most nutrition out of it, but I think it only adds about 100 calories. And the time and commitment required is a bit much for me, to be quite honest. Okay, what else can we... I think we have coal elsewhere anyhow. Alright, we're under 50, so we're still quite overweight, but we will make do. Try to avoid the wolves. Get ourselves all the way back to Pleasant Valley. Oh boy. Are we even going to be able to do that? This is worth grabbing. I think so. Just have to be careful. I know there's some wolves around here. Did we leave anything in that basement? We may have. Might be good to check the basement. We're not too cold. The only thing we're burning by going slow is time. And I guess we're also increasing the chance we get caught in a blizzard, which would be unfortunate. But these are risks you have to take. So anyway, put pancakes in the game. We have maple syrup. There's no reason we shouldn't have pancakes. It's also interesting that maple syrup does not make you thirsty in this game. Whereas every time I've eaten any amount of maple syrup, I feel like I instantly need a full liter of water to, you know, bring me back to equilibrium. Maybe I'm, you know, mistaken here. Maybe there are people who are... Maybe I'm just eating the wrong syrups. This is a common phenomenon. Not this syrup thing. But, you know, let's invent a dish. Let's invent a dish right now. A popular cuisine. Let's call it an ontorosaur. So you have ontorosaur, sometimes at diners and things, it comes with chips or fries. You know, it's a common meal. It could be breakfast or lunch, depending on how you work with it. Whatever. And let's say I don't like it. I say, oh, I don't like ontorosaur. Guaranteed. Someone will say, well, you just haven't had good ontorosaur. Maybe it's a dinosaur steak. You know, that's like a breakfast thing. But this is a, oh, you gotta mix in a little bit of cream when you're, you know, cooking the side thing of it. You didn't salt the outside. You didn't pray to the blood god before you cooked it. Yeah, let me tell you. You think you don't like this dish? If you taste my version of this dish, you will change your mind, and then you will like it. And then it will be proven that I was the superior being. That part is not usually said out loud, but this happens with a scrambled egg. This happens with tomato. If somebody says I don't like tomato, well, you haven't had good tomatoes. I think that's the most insane one, because, you know, a tomato, like the whatever Walmart cheap shoppers tomato, is bland. It's bland and it's firm. So it's just sort of a disc of stuff. It doesn't really add or subtract much. It's fairly benign. If someone doesn't like that, if they switched to the gourmet tomato, which is much juicier, much more flavorful, they're actually getting more tomato per tomato. So, wouldn't they like it? I think the odds are that they would like it less. This represents the fundamental lack of listening that occurs in American culture. People are not ready to listen. They're ready to be heard. I don't see or hear any wolves. Did I kill them last time? I could get this rabbit. Actually, I probably couldn't because I can't sprint. But ideologically, I could get the rabbit. Okay, here's an enemy Griffin. I'm not, though, because I have other priorities. I want to get this stuff back. If I'm weighing myself down with more things right now, you know, waiting around, I could be in for a real headache. I am wasting the 2 seconds of time it takes to click this cairn. Thank you, Bishop. I feel welcome. Okay, the wolves are over here. I wasted a lot of time, but I think it was great because I got to tell you guys my theory about recipe arrogance. There's where that dead deer is, where the crows are. Maybe. Is this longer than I remember? The Go energy drink, which I may drink one of these in order to keep my, you know, carrying capacity up. I think it lasts for an in-game hour, 2 hours maybe. But it's modeled after the, at least the model is, modeled after the real-life 5-hour energy. Does this mean that Canadians are just getting subpar product? I want to check that I didn't leave anything extremely important in here. As I recall, I just left some fuel, but it doesn't hurt to check. I don't think anyone would be happy with 2-hour energy or whatever. Okay, just some cloth. Quality tools. Everything else was looted. Oh, what was in there? Probably spray paint. A hacksaw. No, I don't really have much room for any of these things. I left my hacksaw somewhere else. I'm sure I have another somewhere. Alright, just checking in case I left, you know, thing of peanut butter in there. Weather's cleared up a little. Might get colder, but I'll take vision over warmth at this point. We've got a fairly good set of clothes to sustain us. But encounter with a wolf, or worse, expelled, or worse, a bear. That'll be quite unfortunate. I think the limit for me on futuristic technologies is probably wireless charging. I really it really feels like the first piece of technology that I have no idea how it works. I mean, maybe that's a little much, but I see the principle, at least, of other technologies. I mean, you can say, okay, it induces a field of current with a magnet or something like that, but it really just seems strange. Maybe it seems strange because it seems so unnecessary that you'd have to wirelessly charge something. It's slower, it uses more power, and you still have to put it on the thing. You have to set it on the wireless charger, and it wirelessly charges. So it doesn't give you the extra mobility, you know. If your whole house was flooded with wireless charge, and your devices were topped up all the time, one, that'd be terrifying. I guess, I don't know. Would it affect your, like, appliances? Would it affect you? You get a lot of static electricity shocks. I don't know. But two, you know, that would at least fulfill the promise of wireless charging. Haven't heard any wolves in a while. I'm walking out. I know they like to hang out by the beach. The reason I'm walking here is because I think even if a wolf started following me here, I could probably get to the exit. Yeah, I think we're in the clear. They should have wirelessly discharging, you know? You can set up a little pylon secretly, and it'll sap energy from phones. I think everybody would have a lot of fun with that. You know what I mean? I think everybody would have a lot of fun. And that's really what's important, isn't it? You drop. There we go. I know what you're saying. Why are you carrying so many sticks anyway? I think, as I've shown many times, it's a very amicable fuel. It does the hardened body good to have sticks. Alright. 2 regions down. 2 regions to go. Man, where is that transition? I thought it was like right here. Or even back to the other one. Make a good time. Hopefully we can get to the Quonset garage, spend a night there, and then trek our way out of here. I will be understanding if we can't make it to the Quonset garage. After all, there are a lot of wolves. And we are very heavy. Still got a gun, right? Oh, I should reload that. I wonder if that weighs less overall. I was at 49.75, 49.77. It actually weighs more too. I guess because each one weighs 0.05, is that right? .004, and it rounds it in inventory? We got a pry bar now. Alright. Good stuff, good stuff. wonder if it'd be better to walk on the ice. Colder, sure, but just be able to see stuff coming. As long as you don't walk on the weak part. Still feels like 10C. The weather can drop a little bit and still be alright. Something's dead over there. Probably a deer. Let's see, yeah, there's something on the ice. Question is it a wolf or is it a bear? I would love a pair of binoculars. Did I mention that? Just something to look a little further away so I can adjust my course. I think that's a bear. Yeah, that's definitely a bear. I think it's time to go back up to the road. Not only will a bear tear me apart and ruin all my clothes, and with this much stuff I'm carrying, I won't be able to get away before he comes back for a second mauling. That's probably a guaranteed death. I'm trying not to die from getting greedy. This isn't also like I'm, carrying a lot of firewood or something. I'm carrying a lot of very different items. It makes it difficult to, in a pinch, quickly drop them. Quite nice out today, though. It's nice to, I'm playing this now on a hot summer's day. I think it's about 95 out. It's nice to imagine myself in a colder locale. Visualize having to wear a sweater and a jacket instead of the negative clothes. I've heard from people who've worked in hot places like paper mills that, in places where you have to do hard work and it's inevitably hot, and that's that. And you're not going to, there's no way you're going to air condition the inside of a paper mill. I mean, if you could, bravo. That would be a win for air conditioning salesmen everywhere. Maybe? Maybe not. Okay. There's a deer here. Where's the bear? Several deer people too close. Maybe I can cut across the ice this way. Rather do that than be stuck in that turn. Keep an eye out for the bear. Oh, I don't see him. Must be walking around that island. Oh, walking over by those houses. That's wolf. Better on the road? Probably is. And they really don't want you out on the ice and stuff. We're gonna have to start crouch walking soon. The question's just how long do I wait before I start doing it? Got a lot of day. I think once I get past, let's say, that second telephone pole ahead of us, I'll start crouch walking. Or sneaking. I'm surprised I don't have an ailment like knee fatigue. I recently had to perform some repairs on an instrument which was located on the ground. Such that the only way to actually do the repairs was to kneel down, lay down on the ground, lay on my side, and work on it. All fairly uncomfortable propositions, especially for trying to hold your body in the position needed for delicate manipulations. We're talking about carefully threading a column a 1/16 of an inch, tiny, slightly flexible ceramic wire, essentially. Reaching down inside an unseen tube and unscrewing, without damaging, scraping, or bending, a metal flange designed to spray burning hydrogen. And were it to be scraped, bent, or what was the other thing I said? Were it to suffer one of these injuries, it would A, cause some irreversible failure in the instrument, or B, cause an actual hydrogen explosion safety hazard. You know, it's a tense moment, but I mention this because, boy, if you're kneeling on hard linoleum and putting your whole weight on it for the whole day, it's kind of tough. Should have brought knee pads. I'm sure there's a time where that would not have bothered me nearly as much, but such times are past. Boy, I hope these wolves don't see me. I also don't want to sprain, though, because I do need to keep my mobility somewhat. So we have a trade-off here. Fortunately, I'm not carrying anything of interest to them. Although, I bet if the wolves ate peanut butter, they would love it. Right? This is, like, that's why people love it. People love things that are high fat and salt. Because it appeals to our animal instincts. Like, oh yeah, this is good. I'm glad I'm eating this because this is, helping me survive. That's the thought. Is that necessary? Do I ever need to eat a cheeseburger? No. I mean, there's no... My immediate or even long-term survival is not helped by the combination of, chemicals in a cheeseburger. I mean, in one sense, yes, but there's no specific... There's no... you could live, and many people do, live a long life without eating, cheeses or salts and fats. Well, you can't avoid all salts and fats, but you get what I'm saying. You could deny yourself the There was that study a while ago. Cheese. Well, this is not the study. This is the headline based on the study, which is a classic. A classic event. But headline. Cheese is literally more addictive than crack cocaine. I don't think so. You know, and maybe it's just that it's cheaper and less illegal that I don't notice the effect. But, you know, I feel like I've gone a week or two without eating cheese before. I feel like the people who enjoy crack cocaine are maybe less nonchalant about that. I don't know. You know, if we have some crack cocaine fans in the audience, go ahead and leave us a comment. I think I said this last episode or something. I was in a, I hate to say this, but a business meeting. Oh man. Okay, so what do we? You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wolves right now. No thanks. 6, perhaps? Yeah, 6 wolves within sight. Let's just take it easy. Nothing to worry about. Might have a cup of coffee if we need it. Keep our wakefulness up till we get into the Quonset garage. We could probably stay there tonight. For the rest of this day, we can do a little mending or reading. But I'd rather not travel while exhausted. And this is an exhausting process. I have to protect my investments. Quote the guy from Inception. That was a pretty good movie. I'll get to Inception in a moment. I was in a business meeting, and someone was describing their new enzyme, and they were saying, this enzyme. Yeah, we've been working a lot on this enzyme. It's really good. Actually, they didn't say that. They said, we've been spending a lot of time with this enzyme. Or maybe it was a set of enzymes. These enzymes are like Enzyme 71 on crack. And I had to stop and think to myself, you know, far be it from me to clutch pearls about professionalism. But
I would drink almost anything about now.
It seems strange to introduce it that way. One, in that it's a very passé phrase. I mean, it's not, people aren't so much saying that nowadays. I remember, there was a whole, at one point there was a restaurant opened in Portland called Cheese and Crack, and they had cheese and crackers, which is just as twee as it sounds. But, you know, at that point, things, you know, oh, I am enjoying some crack is more in the common lexicon. Now, whether it's just we've just moved on or whether we've learned our lesson is a different story, you know. But it's anyway. So that's odd to use a sort of out-of-date phrase, but I can't really blame people. The second thing odd is to use such a casual phrase in a business context. I think that's, you know, I guess not to use necessarily a casual phrase. I'm fine with using casual phrases, but really to use like such an aggressive and slangy phrase, you know? Like, even saying something like, this slaps, that would be better, because it's less, I don't know. Maybe it's just my particular beef with the phrasing, but then we come across the last element, which is just, the phrase itself is not good to use at all. I guess that's not the last element, because the last element is, what meaning is this conveying? Is that good? Do we want an enzyme that is on crack? Is that a good enzyme? Is it just quite fast? What is the intent? It's hard to decipher. They went on to say the enzyme has some interesting properties, and is definitely worth continuing to examine. I think there are very few scientific presentations that end with something like, yeah, and this didn't all matter at all. We should just stop working on this, which is pretty bad for science, if you think about it, right? There should be an exit for people to say, we researched it. This is a dead end, or at least we think it is. Obviously, it's good to have people exploring all things. I suppose if you are a seasoned researcher, a skilled one, which I am not, then whatever you do has some success to it. There's always an angle to take, a new direction, even if it's not originally what was thought out. I guess as long as you're learning something can be accomplished. But one does have to wonder, when does, accomplishment science end? Not now, certainly, but I think in some ways science is plagued by the same models of growth that economics has, in which, it's considered, well, we'll just, do this research. The science will support a way that we can do X, and then everything will be hunky-dory. But there's no guarantee that there is any specific pathway or approach that will take care of doing X. I feel a little bit bad for not looting Coastal Highway, I suppose.
I'd eat anything right about now.
But, not too bad, really. You can always come back here. I'm really more interested in the northern half of the map. Particularly, it's good to get to Timberwolf Mountain. I mean, really as soon as you can. There's lots of supplies up there, and they can go bad if you're not careful. We're taking our time a little bit, but I'd rather not go to Timberwolf Mountain without something like a bow. Or the lands beyond. It's a challenging place, and there's not a guarantee for shelter or safety from wildlife or anything like that. So it's nice to have a bow, a lightweight thing you can take to range, especially because there's often a lot of climbing. So if you're climbing a lot and you're carrying a 4-kilogram rifle instead of 1 kilogram of...
I'm so thirsty I can't think straight.
Half a kilogram of bow and half a kilogram of arrows, it just adds up. It's more weight to haul, it's more exhaustion, more times you have to stop in a place you don't want to, or can't safely, more times you can push on and make a bad decision. We might want to think about our gear, too. How we might be able to lighten it up. We're quite warm. We're also quite heavy. There may be some substitutions we can make. But again, before all of that, we've got to get our fur challenge done. And our pelts for that challenge are in Pleasant Valley. Right. So, yeah, I mean, it is good that we should strive. It is good that we should try to accomplish things that are not guaranteed in science. But I do wonder if certain things will just never be accomplished. A classic one, is reducing CO2. When you reduce CO2, the big issue is that it's harder to reduce than water is to reduce, or other organic solvents, whatever you're doing. So, if you're reducing it, a lot of your current is just going to hydrogen, which is not as valuable to produce, especially in the format, because you have to have a hydrogen capture system and pressurizing it, and if you actually wanted to make money off that hydrogen, it would be quite difficult, and it carries away your tiny carbon products, things like that. It's a big mess. So there's a big push, how can we shift it? How can we design something to make more CO2 and less hydrogen? How can we beat the thermodynamics and kinetics and all that stuff? And, there's no guarantee that's going to happen. And a lot of good work has been spent on it, and a lot of stuff has not been accomplished. We still haven't done it.
Could end up being useful.
At a certain point, you have to say, is this still a scientific problem, or is this an economic problem? Because you can make stuff from CO2. You just use the current.
All I can think about is food.
Okay, I better eat something, because I'm not going to lose the well-fed bonus. Right, let's eat. What do we got? Pork and beans, that'll make me thirsty. Let's eat that. Can also eat a chocolate bar. Uh-oh, we're chewing through our junk food supplies. That's alright, though. The boa will be able to hunt much more sustainably. Waste a little water there.
I need to find something to drink.
Alright, let's top up on water. Great. That used up a lot of food, didn't it? Alright, what kind of things do we leave here? Let's see, we left a storm lantern. Ooh. We left a lot of goodies here. We left tools, pry bar, flares. Should leave our bullet casings here. Where are they? There they are. What else can we leave? We could leave a firearm kit here. We got snow pants, thick wool sweater. Is this red? That's done. They had a whole rifle here? Oh, we have an hour left on this one. Well, let's make sure to do that today. Cargo pants. Boots. Boots. So what's going to go over here? Repair kits. We may come back to Coastal Highway for long-term living. Wouldn't put myself past it. here, maybe. Right. We can get a little maple saplings going. We'll cure while we stay in here overnight. Put those rifle casings away. Nice. Okay, what else should we do? Well, while we have our... Is that a bedroll here? I think I knew that. I did
Hope
not know
nobody
about
needs
that.
this anymore.
That's useful. Then we can search during the day. We'll make all our tough gear decisions later, maybe. Yeah, let's read first. While it's still light. I do wish you could stack things. And while we have light, let's read, I don't know, 2 hours of this.
I just need to close my eyes.
Let's try another hour. Maybe it'll be in our favor. Nope. Oh, it's dark in here. Well, what can we leave and what should we take? Actually, maybe we just taken everything I got on us. It's alright and leave what we have here. Seems like we have a good little base set up. Left the bullet casings. This would be some stuff. Got a little bit of crappy food here we could eat. A little bit of antiseptic. A lantern. I think this is actually pretty well set up if we come back much later. Yeah, I got everything. Alright, let's grab my maple sapling so I don't forget them. We'll get out of here. Well, we won't. We'll eat, drink, and be merry, and then we'll get out of here next day. Hopefully not encounter any wolves or anything on our way out. Try to time this with our water situation. I don't want to use up too much of it. Looks like we got an aurora. Already collected this buffer memory. Propane heating oil is probably, well, I guess I'm not really qualified to comment on what fractions go where, but I would think gasoline, heating oil, and propane all more or less in equal fractions. Actually, I suppose heating oil is probably lower if they can help it. What else can I eat here? Eating my saltiest stuff. Maybe I better eat some of this stuff that's closer to expiring, even if it is energy dense. Next place we get, we're gonna have to boil some water. I think that's about where we'll call it. So pick up next time, next episode.